Okay. Good morning. Wrapping up May with with a little talk about pee. Um, the over under on how long you should pee for and what you can do about it, and maybe why you're peeing too much or too little. Mostly people pee too little, but if you're peeing too much, also something to talk to your doctor about. The average person urinates for 20 seconds. And that is 20 real seconds, not 20 pretend seconds. 20 real seconds being 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, or Mississippi's. So if you are not peeing for an average of 20 seconds, as little as 12 to 15 seconds, as much as 25 to maybe 30 seconds, that's a pretty big pee if you're peeing for 30 Mississippi's or 31,000s. Um, but if you're not, if you're peeing for significantly less, say 4 Mississippi's or 8 Mississippi's, then you're most likely convincing your bladder that it is full when it's not. Now, please take in mind, this does not include things like prolapse, where you have your bladder dropping or you have pressure from a prolapsed uterus putting pressure on your ureter or your bladder, or anything like that. If you're having pelvic floor dysfunction, if you cannot hold your urine in and you're leaking, or you're having really uncomfortable heavy pressure in your pelvic floor, that please take that into account. This is just talking about how long you pee for and how you can see if maybe you're tricking your bladder into thinking it's half full when it's not. So a lot of times what happens is we, based on our culture or our environment or our necessity of life, all of these things, we start going just in case. So, like, I'm gonna go just in case before I leave the house, in case I'm in a busy place and have to wait in line and I don't want to leak. Or we end up going somewhere where they don't have a bathroom and I'm unable to hold it. A lot of the times we go just in case as sort of a aside to the fact that we don't have good enough pelvic floor control. That's a whole nother animal. So when we talk about going just in case, what we're doing is we're effectively doing bladder training. And what that is we are telling our body that we're just going to go for 4 Mississippi's over and over and over. And eventually your body learns that 4 Mississippi's must be when our bladder is full, because why else would we go to the bathroom? We should be going to the bathroom when our bladder is full. Our bladder is full. It tells us, hey, if I get any fuller, we're going to have a problem. I'm going to rupture, something crazy like that. And so that's when it sends a signal to your brain and says, please empty me. And then you go to the bathroom. With some types of incontinence, that signal goes to your brain and says, please empty me. And your body goes, oh my gosh, panic mode. We're going to lose, we're going to rupture. And then it just lets a little out. That's that urge incontinence where you just let a little out. And then your brain goes, okay, now can you please get us to the bathroom so we can fully empty? And if we are going just in case, just in case, just in case, we can train our bodies to think half full is full. And so that when your bladder is full and you fill it up halfway and you get that signal that says, oh, this is where we're full now, even though you have all that space in there to go, your brain thinks, no, this is when they usually empty us out. So this must be full. And if we have a little bit more, then we're probably going to explode. And then you have to rush to the bathroom. Over time, that becomes problematic because then you can't hold your pee if you need to. You end up in a situation where your brain and your body are sort of at odds with each other in the reality. And a good way to tell if your bladder is really full or not is count your pees. So if you're peeing for I'm going to say less than 15 Mississippi's, 12 Mississippi's, your bladder has probably been trained to think that it is not as full. Now, obviously, you can take into account how strong your urine stream is. Don't take it largely into account, but just take it into account. And you can either start a bladder journal, so you can write down how many, just put a little check mark somewhere. Write down how many times a day you're peeing. So the average human goes pee every 2 to 3 hours. So if you're peeing more frequently than that, but you're only peeing for 4 Mississippis when you go, then you could probably use a little help with that. The good news is that the quick flicks from the other video, that fast contraction of the pelvic floor, it takes a lot of practice, which is annoying, but you have to practice it over and over and over in order to get control of those fast twitch fibers. If you practice those, then you can get a little sort of bypass signal that will buy you a few minutes to get to the bathroom. So if you have that urge to go and you think maybe a little bit's going to leak out, or you're just not near a bathroom, and you need like a 5-10 minute window to get you to a bathroom, so you can do 5 or 6 quick flicks, and that will help signal to your autonomic nervous system that this is indeed not an emergency, that you do have, in fact, space in your bladder and time to get to the bathroom. And then over time, doing that, you can retrain your bladder what full feels like, so that you're actually paying attention to the appropriate signals. And then you can go longer between urinating. And also, you can get better control of your pelvic floor when you do have that urge to go. So the quick flicks that we talked about before are great for that. The pelvic floor Kegels, that like lift and contract and hold, 5-second hold, is great for overall pelvic health. The diaphragmatic breathing, if you are already high and tight, and you need to help relax your pelvic floor, the diaphragmatic breathing, those stretches are really good for that. Just like anything else, a very, very tight muscle is also a weak muscle. Just because it is high and tight does not mean it doesn't need strengthening. So those diaphragmatic breathing exercises where you relax and contract with your breathing really help strengthen your pelvic floor, while it also stretches your pelvic floor. So those are good for anybody. But yeah, I challenge you all today to see how long you pee for. Count those Mississippis, count those 1000s. And if you are coming in under 15-20 seconds, then think about maybe trying to stretch out those spaces between your bathroom breaks. And when you do feel like you're going to go just in case, is that real? For a week or so, notice, like, oh, I'm going to go just in case. And when you sit down to go to the bathroom, if you have to pee for 20 seconds, then that was not just in case. That was, you just had to pee before you left the house. But if you're consistently peeing for 4, 3, 7 seconds before you leave the house just in case, you probably did not have to pee, and you were not doing your pelvic floor, your bladder, or your urinary tract health any favors by going more frequently, especially as you get older, because you would like your bladder to do things like hold an appropriate amount of urine as you age. As always, if you have any questions, please put them in the comments, send me a message. I'm happy to help. But I think it's really important. Big takeaways from this: count how long you pee. You should be peeing 15-20 seconds, and quick flicks, those quick pelvic floor contractions, like my eyebrows are doing quick. Those quick pelvic floor contractions really will buy you that extra 5-10 minutes that you need to find a bathroom when you get that urge to go. And you will notice that over time, that doing those quick flicks to try and get you some more time will actually help retrain your body, so that you have control over when you go to the bathroom and how long you're going for, so that you're urinating for an appropriate amount of time. That's all I got. I hope you guys have really enjoyed this. It's been fun doing this almost every day in May. I'm going to try and keep it up. Probably not every day, because life is nuts and we're rolling into summer, and who doesn't want to do some summer fun things? But if there's anything that you guys have questions about, send me a message, throw it up in the comments. If there's like a body part we need to address, then maybe I can do like June shoulders and July butts, and who knows. But I'm always looking for suggestions, what you guys need to know to best do it, best live your lives, and do it without pain. So we'll talk soon, I'm sure. I hope everybody had a great long weekend. Enjoy the weather. And yeah, bye.